Discussing the next library, and that is stdlib. Now this library is very much important because it contains so many important functions. Well, as the name signify, it is the standard library. And talking about stdlib, it contains information of memory allocation. So this particular library contain information of memory allocation and freeing function. Well, talking about the stdlib.h header file, this header file is very much important because the dynamic memory allocation, all the functions just like malloc, calloc, free, realloc, these are the part of the stdlib.h. These are all the dynamic memory allocation functions, although there are some other functions like abort, exit. So these functions are also the part of stdlib. We know that the exit function and the abort function are used to exit the program immediately. So we are discussing all the functions one by one in the stdlib.h. So the first function we are taking is a2l. The function is a2l. Now a2l function, this function is going to convert string to the long integer. So we are writing in the short, it convert string to long integer. I am taking one example to make you understand. Let us suppose that somebody has entered a character array. The name is charstr. The size is not defined, and equal to, they are saying 98765,413. Any random number they have given. We know that this is a numeric value, and I want to save this numeric value to the integer, long integer. So what we are doing, we are taking a long int variable. Let us suppose x, and then if we are saying is equal to, we are using the function a2l. In the bracket we are passing that string. Afterward, now if we are printing that, printf percentage ld, which is for the long integer, comma, we are printing the x. Now what is happening? We know that this is the whole string. Now this string is converted to the long integer with the help of this function and stored to the x. So now if we are going to print the value of x, so the value of x will be printed is 98765,413. Now assuming that in the string somebody has entered the large number, and that number you want to convert to the long integer, so the function we are using is a2l. Now we are learning the next function, that is a2ll. This function is same as the previous function, but here we are having 2 times l. 2 times l means 2 times long. So it convert string to long int. Long int means if the size of integer is very long, very large, then we need the long int. I'm taking one example to make you understand. Let us suppose that we have taken a character array and the name is str, and there some large number is present. Let us suppose 99987654312, any number which is very large. And then we are having the long integer, say x, and now we want to convert the above number into the long integer. Then we are going to apply the function a to double L, string to long end. In the bracket we are going to pass out that array, and now if we are going to print it, so printf percentage, now long two type cell will be there, d for the integer, comma x. So now how it is working? Now we are having a string, very long string in the str. So this str is going to convert to the long integer and save to the x. Now we are going to display the x, and the output of this one will be the 99987654312. So these are the function a to L and a to double L. Now we are discussing the next function, that is a to f. So the next function is a to f. As we have learned the earlier functions, this function is also very easy. It is going to convert the string to the floating point value. So we can say that it convert string to floating point value. I'm taking one example to make you understand. Let us suppose that we are having a character string, and that is equal to, somebody have stored the string value, let us suppose 3.14125. Now you want to convert it to the floating point, then we will use the function. Now we know that double we are taking, double D is equal to a to f, convert string to float, and there we are passing the array str, and then we are printing printf percentage lf, that is for the double, comma d. Now we know that this is a string value which is placed inside the str. So this string value is going to convert to the float value with the help of a to f function and stored to the d. Now this d is going to display it. So the answer of this will be 3.14125. Now we are discussing the next function, which is into the stdlib.h, and that function is rand function. Rand means the random function. It is going to give you the random values. Let us suppose that you are going to test your program, and here you want the random values. Then this rand function give you the random values every time you are going to invoke it. So the rand function return random integer values. I'm taking one example to make you understand how this random function work. Let us suppose that we are taking a for loop. You are saying for I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Basically I am taking a loop so that I can call the random function 5 times. Okay. Now here I am saying printf Percentage D, because we know that random function gives the integer value rand. So that means we are going to call the random function 5 times, or simply you can call by yourself by writing rand to 5 times, that is the same. So now the output of this one will be 5 random different integer values. Let us assume that the 5 value which is given by the random function, any value they can give, assuming 453, then 967, 1276, any value they can pick, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 8, 9. Inside the random function there is some kind of formula is applied so that it can give you the random values, and these random values we can use it for checking any of the program or using anywhere. The next function we are discussing under the stdlib is the exit function. Now exit function is going to exit the program immediately. So that's why the exit function is used. So talking about the exit function, the main important thing is that it is going to terminate the program normally. That is important. It is going to terminate program normally. Normal means the normal way. The normal way means we can say that whatever the status is there, that is going to return. Means it is going to return the status. So whatever the status value is there, it is going to return. Now what that means, status value is returned, we have seen so many times exit 0, exit 1, exit 2. The meaning of that is the return status value. So I am giving you one example to make you understand. Let us suppose in the program you are saying exit 0 anywhere. Now whenever you are saying 0, 0 means exit success. Exit success is also a constant which says that your program is exited successfully. There is no as such problem, means your program is totally complete and now it is going to exit. But anywhere you are saying any other value, let us suppose exit 1, 2, 3, 4, any integer value, the meaning is that it is the exit failure. Now, we may have the question, what is the success and the failure? We are going to exit. See, if let us suppose that I have to make the simple calculation and save to the file. I have done all the things. My program worked properly. Then if the exit function is called, we say it is the exit 0, program completed successfully. But if anywhere you are applying the exit 1 or something, the meaning is that it is in between. The program was supposed to complete the task, but program is not completing them. And in between your program is going to exit. So that is the exit failure. So if your program is completed successfully, exit success. Program not completed successfully, it is the exit failure. So in terms of both the conditions, program is going to exit. So if 0 is there, 0 means success. Any other integer, 1, 2, 3, that means it is the failure. But yes, exit is the normally termination. Normally termination means normal termination. Everything it is going to do properly. It will also called the destructor. So after the exit, it is going to call the destructor to deallocate memory taken by initialized objects. Now let us suppose that in your program you have taken some objects. Objects may be anything. Let us suppose that there are some variables you have used, some function values you have used, all we are considering as the objects. Now they are taking the values in the memory. Once you are calling the exit function, so destructor is called. Destructor means destroy all the memory that you have taken. So destructor remove everything, all the memory, all the temporary files which you have taken. So while running the program, we know that there are so many supported files. You are going to store the variables into the primary memory. You are taking some temporary files. So everything will be deleted afterward with the help of destructor. So that is the purpose of the exit function. Now we are going to discuss the next function which is exactly same as the exit, that is called the abort function. The next function which we are learning is the abort. Abort is exactly same as the exit. It is going to terminate the program, but it is going to terminate immediately without following any rule. So we can say that it terminate the program immediately. Now immediately means it is not following the rules like the exit. Now what are the rules? The destructor is not going to call. So there it is going to bypass destructor process. So it is going to bypass the destructor process. Now what is the process of destructor? To deallocating the memory which is initialized object. So the process of deallocating the memory is not done in the case of the abort function. So it bypasses the destructor process. Now if you have declared some of the variables, some temporary files you are using, then those files will remain as it is, but your program will exit with the help of the abort function. I'm taking the example that how we are going to call the abort function. Normally you are going to write the abort anywhere and then program will be exit from that, and yes, whatever the memory is allocated, that will not be destroyed. So that is the abort function and the exit function. Exit function is having the stages as well, means in terms of success we are having exit 0, in the failure we can say that exit 1 2 3, but abort is same. Also, if I talk about the abort and exit, exit function follow the normal process where destructor is called and memory is deallocated. But in the abort, there is no asset process is taken and it is going to deallocate the memory. This is not going to happen in the case of the abort function. Only exit is going to deallocate the memory. So this is the difference between abort and the exit function. Now we are discussing very important part of stdlib, and that is the dynamic memory allocation functions.